G'day fellas and welcome to the second game in the series between Capoche, who spawns in over on the southwest side of the map playing the Rus, and his opponent who spawns over on the northeast side playing the English, Hera. So this match is part of a show match series owned or run rather by Lidicore. It is open casting, so I'm going to be casting it up, but I encourage you, go check out Lidicore's channel, go say g'day to him because he's a caster as well for Age of Empires 4, and he's got a lot of casted games over on his channel, so definitely go check him out. This match, as mentioned, it's part of a best of 7 series between these two players. Both players ranked very, very high at the moment, so Hera sitting at rank 28, Capoche sitting at rank 72. So definitely Hera would be heading into this series as the favorite, but the very first game, I'm not going to tell you who won that game because I don't want to have to spoil it for you, so you might want to go back and watch that one. It would have been uploaded directly before this, so make sure you go check that one out first if you haven't already. But look, if you're not interested in seeing that one, that's okay. We'll keep you company over here. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening. So Hera going to be looking to add in a second scout, playing up against the Rus. Obviously, that is the correct choice. That is the wise choice. This second scout should ideally be looking to head up and take these deer, but I think Hera's going to be more than capable with the single scout up here. We'll take a look over at his opponent, see where he's at. So Capoche going to be looking to seal up his own deer patches. Now, this map is, of course, Highview. This map is known for the large amounts of wolves that will spawn. So we've got one wolf here. I'm just going to randomly pick a spot and try and find more wolves, but I assure you there are lots of wolf spawns on this map, even though I can't actually find them. They're probably all sitting together in like one corner or something like that. But this map has a higher than average number of wolf spawns. So I think each map's got like 11 wolves that spawn on it, but this map's got like 16 or something like that. So it works out better for the Rus, because you think about it, right? Like if you split the wolves, then typically you're going to have more if there's more on the map. It just makes sense. Anyway, so we've got the hunting cabin coming out for Capoche. Capoche going to be adding in 1, 2, looks like a fourth scout in the early game. So going for 4 scouts. I like this. I'm a big fan of the 4 scout play in the first age for the Rus. Look, it delays your age up by a small amount, but realistically, it really adds just to your bounty. Sort of guarantees that you're always going to hit that second tier, because sometimes it can be a bit tough. You don't always hit that second tier with Rus, and it can really hurt you once you get towards that mid game, because that's when you're going to need it the most. So for anybody unfamiliar with what we're talking about, the bounty system down here to the bottom left-hand corner. So as the Rus kill these Gaia units, they're going to continue to improve their bounty throughout the game, and subsequently that's going to reward them a nice little food gather rate increase, and that is really something that is noticeable and synergizes very well with their playstyle as they continue out through the game, just simply because they're going to be looking for professional scouts, which is going to help them get their deer carcasses in underneath the town center. We'll take a look at how Hera's doing. So Hera going to be dropping down the council hall. Not looking to rush this by the looks of it. Now, this is a matchup which continues to evolve. And so I'm a big fan of this matchup. I think that the English are quite strong in this matchup as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Hera does pull out a victory here. So one of the reasons why the English are very good in this matchup is, think about what's the Rus game plan. So the Rus game plan is this. Golden Gate into professional scouts, into Abbey of the Trinity, which is their landmark that allows them to get warrior bonks. Then they're going to go and take all of the relics on the map. Then they'll slowly capture the sacred sites as well, and they're going to make horse archers. Horse archers and scouts. So what do the longbows do? Longbows bypass that, because their longbows, their range is able to go over the top of the scouts and able to kill the horse archers very effectively. So you can get a nice mass going. And subsequently, we've seen a lot of Age 2 play with the English. We've also seen people looking to invest into Age 3 play as well, so going double or even triple town center against the Rus. And I got to say, I really like it, because from the Rus's perspective, it's difficult to deal with going up against triple town center, because, you know, you can play single town center, professional scouts, relics, and look for a timing, but if your opponent walls up and goes triple town center and is sitting there with longbows and they've got their, you know, their network of castles bonus and all that sort of thing going on, it's tough to push in. It is really tough to push in and actually finish the game. So subsequently, it can mean that English is a very nice counter to the Rus. One of the things to note, though, that typically as the English, you're not going to be looking for a professional scout opening yourself. So the Rus typically will have free reign of the deer, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because English, obviously, they like to put down that mill. It is providing a buff for them. So obviously the English do have that nice little influence bonus with their mill. They also have cheaper farms, so it is no skin off their nose. Is that the saying? No skin off their cheek? I'd have to Google it, but I'm pretty sure it's no skin off their nose, no skin off their teeth. Oh my god, now I'm confused. Oh, what have I done? But it is typically it's not too much of a worry for them to go into farms. They are very happy to do that. But Hera opening up with stone. So I'm curious whether this is going to be scouted out by Capoche. Doesn't really have any units over on his enemy side of the map at this stage. Gone up to the next age. Going to be researching professional scouts. You can see he's got another scout in queue. At this point, we'll do a little bit of a stock take and see how many scouts he's got. I see 2, 3. That's a 4th one. It doesn't look like he added any in the transition period. So just going to be going with 4. There's a nice little wolf here, so he's not attack moving it. He's got to wake up right now. Wake up, Capoche. It's a free wolf. He's up to 300 bounty, so that is a pretty formidable amount. Looked like there was... No, there's no other wolf there. But he's now going to be looking to steal up Hera's hunts up towards the north, so going to be starting off there. I would say in this matchup, it's something that you probably don't need to do, or if you are going to do it, probably take the close one, just in case they wall it, because it is very easy to just wall out here, or like you can very easily just wall across there and then wall around like that. And then by the time the longbows come out, you know, you've got a mass of 7 or 8 longbows. That's going to be enough to really start killing these scouts, and then he's not going to be able to come and grab that. So I'd probably be going the closer one other than the further one. But hey, you know what? Capoche is much higher rated than me. I'm not going to question the man behind the monitor. But we'll take a look over at Hera's vision, see what he spots. He's got a scout coming out towards his own base. He is dropping down his own stone, so probably going to be looking to add in that town center. We're at 6 minutes right now. So I'd say that the town center is probably coming in on time. We'll see if he goes for a town center up here. It looks like his villagers are moving up in that direction. So probably going to be putting it right on top of the hunts. Now, keep in mind the town center, it is going to absolutely shred. This is an English town center, and this is exactly what I talked about as to why typically you would want to take the closer hunt over the further away hunt, because you can always come back to the hunt that's further away. But the closer hunt, I mean, this is pretty much, you know, at this point, it's going to be very difficult to deal with that. Now, obviously, the Rus player can come in and try and sacrifice his scouts for these, but one thing to note is that with regard to this, actually, did Capoche not even scout this? Oh, Capoche might not have even spotted this. Oh, that's a little bit... I don't know if that's necessarily a misplay, but I guess that is probably explains his decision-making there a little bit. But one of the things to note is if Capoche does actually come in here, this is right next to a stealth forest. And the English cannot see past... Well, in fact, no town center can see past a stealth forest. And subsequently, it means that the scouts are going to be able to come up to point-blank range, take the deer carcass away, and then leave if he does actually spot it. So I'll show you guys what that line of sight looks like with Hera dropping down that second TC. We'll see right now. There you go. That is all that Hera sees right now. It is absolutely ludicrous. Actually, he is covered in completely, even from this side, just because the stealth forest extends out. Really? That extends out to there? That's part of the stealth forest? I guess so. I guess so. Gonna be putting down an outpost, so very, very smart decision there from Hera. That is definitely the correct play here. Hera going to be continuing to chase his opponent's scouts down and spotting them as he goes. So I would expect Hera probably goes into a fast castle after this, and I think that is totally the right play. If he looks to play age 3 and goes for a King's Palace as well, really starts to wall. Oh my god, I'm absolutely loving it. This is exactly what you want to be seeing from the English. So this is where I was talking about sort of how the matchup has developed. So it used to be a Don Artie-esque sort of play. Oh, beautiful scouting or denying going to be coming in here. So we talked about this. It should be double arrows that are coming out. You can see the double arrows going to be coming out there, but you can see how long it took to kill that scout. I mean, if you've got 7 or 8 scouts that come underneath this town center, they're just going to absolutely clean up all of these deer here. But Hera's going to be trying his best to pick those up. We'll check and see what kind of upgrades he's got at the moment. Going for that wheelbarrow upgrade. Doesn't have +1 mining yet to get... Oh, he's actually got +1 lumber. So pretty nice for him. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Hera's looking pretty good. It looks like to me he's heading up towards that castle age, so I would expect that he adds the King's Palace during the age up period. But Hera is normally a big fan of going for the White Castle, so we'll have to see exactly how he plays it. Capoche aging up at about 850, so I wouldn't say that that's necessarily late. I'd say if it's before 9 minutes, it's not doing too bad. But now we'll take a look at Capoche, see how he is doing. So Capoche actually adding the barracks is in. Oh, I love this. And here we talk about, you know, how the meta is evolving in this matchup. So typically against the English, or in fact against anybody, you know what I say about those Rus players, guys? They're brain dead. They drool over the keyboard. They only make horse archers, and when they are making, you know, horse archers against mangonels and the horse archers fail, they just keep throwing horse archers at it until the horse archers work, and they don't work, and they have to resign. But, you know, I joke. I'm a dirty Rus picker as well, and I do the same thing sometimes, but we continue to see it evolving. So Men-at-Arms going to be coming out for the Rus. So I think this is actually the 3rd game where I'm seeing Men-at-Arms for the Rus, and it is only, at least I think it's only in this matchup that we see it. Actually, no, it was against Abbasid that we saw it as well. This is so smart. So typically the English longbows are what is going to be the go-to for the English player. We can see that now. Hera is going up to the next stage, and there's a timing window that is going to hit here. So for Hera, as I mentioned before, I really think King's Palace is going to be the mandatory. I don't think he actually spots the men-at-arms at this point. He's got the 2 scouts in his base. We do see the scouts now coming in, looking to try and get a dive on. The longbows are going to be doing their best to try and hold back. Scouts do pop out, or do spot the longbow, so he's going to know that there is a window here. And the question is, how does Hera respond to that? He is going to be going the White Tower. Okay, curious. This is actually a pretty good spot for the White Tower. My main concern is that obviously if Rams do come in, this is incredibly vulnerable. And so that's why I'm not a fan of the White Tower, because even if, you know, you put it down here in a pretty neutral spot, which is going to cover your main town center, it's kind of covering the second town center as well. At the end of the day, your second town center can very easily be denied from those potential ram pushes. Whereas if you went King's Palace, like imagine if you went like a King's Palace down here, just onto this wood line. Oh my god, it would be absolutely beautiful. I'd love it. But we'll see what he does with it, because going up with the White Tower, it's going to give him a lot of options, a lot of versatility. He's going to be able to make mangonels without putting down a siege workshop, so that will be very nice for him. But he's going to be looking pretty good heading into this mid game. Double town center down at the moment. Yeah, we'll be making him feel very comfortable. We'll see how Capoch looks to play it. So he is bringing in those relics. We can already see that he's got 1 relic inside the Abbey of the Trinity. Second Warrior Monk going to be coming out looking to collect up this over towards the west side of the map. We've got the, third Warrior Monk, that is, rather. Going to be bringing back those relics. So he's going to need to drop down a monastery. Probably going to need to do it sooner rather than later. He's got 6 villages on gold. What's that all about? Oh, because he's going men-at-arms, of course. Of course. And he's going into +2. So he's got +1, or at least he's getting +1. Where are his men-at-arms at? Yeah, there's the battering ram. Now, he scattered out that second town center. He knows Hera is up to the next age, but, you know, this is a huge potential risk. So, obviously, if you go to King's Palace, you've still got a second town center if you lose your third, or because you made 3 town centers, if you lose your second one, it's not, you know, it's not all over. You're still going to be able to begin building up that economic lead. And speaking of economic lead, so Capoch at the moment sitting on 41 villages, Hera at the moment sitting on 53, but Capoch obviously has professional scouts, also has plenty of relics. So something to note. Longbows only got 6 attack on them. Men-at-arms have got 5 armor. So good luck to Hera. Good luck to Hera. This is going to be very, very tough of a push to hold. And his opponent is coming directly in towards this. Now Hera spots this. He's got plenty of villages up here which are going to be able to be pulled. 19 villages. He doesn't yet have the textile upgrade, and he's going to need that if he wants to get in and amongst this. Knight's going to be coming out for Hera. I do like this play. This is a good play from him. I'm thinking about mangonels, but I don't even think a mangonel would be good here. I think Knights is the correct play. So very nice identification there from Hera. Maybe even some crossbows would be good here. We'll see exactly what he goes. He's got plenty of stables back there, and now he's got to be careful with these knights. Ideally, he's doing the right thing up towards the north, so sieging down these units, and he wants to keep chasing that. Keep chasing that. That is an absolute fine chase to make, because your thing right now, Hera, what you're thinking about is you do not want to die. And how do you avoid dying? You kill the battering rams. That is going to stall out the push, because all you need right now are units. That is the one thing that you need. And if you lose villages, that's okay. You're on 2 TCs. Your enemy's on 1 TC, so you're going to be okay. So that is fine. Hera now continuing to push out, and a pretty decent hold here from Hera. Not yet going up to the veteran longbows, but that is absolutely fine. The Knight's going to do a great job of cleaning this up. He's got to be careful. You don't want to have an extended fight here against the men-at-arms. You just want to be coming in with your charge, getting off that burst damage, and then just falling back. That is the best way to play it. Knights into men-at-arms, so he's going to be doing that now. Going to be falling back with the Joust, and it look like we might have a scout heading over towards the east side of Hera's base, but he's going to be fine over there. It's going to take time for his opponent to get through that. And now we check in on what he is up to. So Capoch really starting to build up a decent mass here. Going to be dropping down a 5th barracks here as well. Did go for that monastery. Has secured all 5 relics at this point, so he's going to have plenty of gold coming in. My main concern is that if we get any kind of forward siege, and there is a villager coming out, if there is a forward siege workshop that goes down into a mangonel, then that could spell the end for the game completely, just because the mangonel is just going to apply so much pressure to that. But now we see the men-at-arms really starting to build up. What is Hera's position from here? Probably into crossbows, I think, is going to be a decent play. But then, once again, you know, we fall back on that same argument that if he goes into crossbows, then the mangonel is still going to go rip shreds through him. So he's got to be very careful. I'd love to see him adding that in, doing a little bit of market trading right there. We'll have to see exactly what he looks to add. Actually going to be putting down some farms in the meantime, so trying his best to hold on. We'll take it over to income per minute so you guys can see the difference between the 2 players, and Capoch ahead by quite a country mile at this point. Looks like about 500 resources ahead in total. Where is that villager? We did have a villager come out a little bit earlier. We'll have to have a look. There it is. It's still on the front line. Bounty sitting at 345 at the moment, so you can see that little buff is coming through for it. The Hunter's Boom. At least I think that's what it was called. Hunter's Boom? Hunter's Boon, maybe? Yeah, with an N. It sounds like something out of an MMO. Third ram going to be coming down now. Hera once again going to be putting down a new outpost, going to be providing that network of castles bonus. And White Tower looking like it might have been in a... not necessarily a bad position, but I would have loved for it to be like sitting right here. It would be so much more proactive. Obviously, Capoche is still going to be able to push in around this northern position, but it makes it more difficult. Now we've got a wooden fortress coming out, looking to provide a bit of line of sight. Charge may potentially come down here for Hera. Oh, a bit of a mistake there. Running in way too far at this point. Ideally, he just wanted to get the connections there. Pull in the villagers there, so Hera now going to have to be falling back. Spear's going to get mixed in as well, so Longbows will have a pretty decent job against this. They're only going to be putting out 4 damage against his opponent here. So now Hera going to be falling back. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to take this fight, this early engagement. Needs to move back towards this White Tower. Needs to really fall under it. If he loses villagers, that's not a problem. We're going to swing the camera around so you guys can see it. Hera going to be fighting for his life right now. Really important he takes care of these rams. These rams have begun to build up towards a critical number. He's going to be fighting under the White Tower, so he's going to be holding his position pretty well. We see it is getting garrisoned as well. 16 units inside, so going to be firing off those additional arrows. You can see it machine gunning out, but Hera in a bit of a difficult spot. The majority of his units over towards the outside of his base. Probably going to be going down. Second town center probably going to be going down as well. He needs to pull these villagers. He needs to at least get the villagers towards that town center to try and back him up. And Hera looking like he's going to hold on at this point, but it's going to be difficult. Villagers do get pulled. Town center does survive. Looks like he's going to be repairing that one up as well. So very nice moves there from Hera. He does manage to survive, but now Hera going to be falling back towards his opponent. More rams going to be continuing to come in, and a lot of reinforcements continuing to come in right now for Capoche. This really looks like a relentless push at this point in time. Hera trying his best. That second town center is probably going to go down at this point. There's 3 rams there. He hasn't done enough damage to them. He does have villagers down towards this position, but if he loses his town center, he's going to be in a very difficult spot here, because this is the only thing he's got going for him. He's scaling, and Hera looks like he is tapped out. He is surrendered, so the second game as well going to be going over towards his opponent. Capoche victorious, fellas. Once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go and check out Lidicor. I'm going to leave a link in the description to Lidicor as well as to these 2 players. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.